Hi, my name is Jonathan Hicks. I'm at the UK Games Expo 2019, and today I'm joined by
Patrick Fitzgibbon of Genius Games.
And we're looking at Cytosis, which is a game, as I understand it, all about the cell. You can see you've got lots of different parts of the cells here. You've got 3 ribosomes, there's the nucleus of the cell, rough, ER, all sorts of things. And I understand it's a worker placement game involving gaining resources in the cell. Is that right?
Exactly right, yes. So the entire board is the human cell, and the different worker placement spots are actually organelles, so different locations in the cell. Some of them are going to actually produce those resources, molecule resources, and some will turn those resources into different cell components that will give you health, which are the points in the game.
Okay, so could you take through what kind of thing you might do on your turn?
Absolutely. So these are your workers. So maybe I will go ahead and go up to the nucleus to get some resources. So I'll place on this 3 spot, this will give me 3 of these black mRNA cubes. And there's a little legend of all the different molecules that you can get in the game. So I will place there, and I will take 3 of the black cubes and put them into my own personal pool. And then, say blue, they will do something similar. They will go ahead and grab some lipids. So every single turn, players are going to be taking different steps and going to different parts of the cell. What we are going for is, down here, we've got cell component cards, and these are going to actually score us points. So cell components are things like protein hormones, or steroid hormones, or even enzymes, and they are going to actually convert the molecule resources that we are getting from the different parts of the cell and turn them into health, which are the points in the game. And they'll score points in different ways. Some of them have set building. There are different kinds of enzymes, so the more different kinds you have, the better off you are. Some of these protein hormone receptors will actually bond to protein hormones and give you more and more health as more protein hormones are built throughout the game. And there are a couple of different ways that other cards will score you points as well.
Okay, and this looks pretty realistic actually. In terms of the different parts of the cell, is this accurate?
Yes, this is actually completely accurate. It's so accurate that it was endorsed by the Journal of Cell Science, which actually is a UK-based organization, and included in every single copy of Cytosis is a science behind the game document, which we crowdsourced to a number of PhDs that played the game, reviewed it, and talk about the science inside the game.
Okay, and these goal cards at the top, how do they work?
Great question. So, if a player so chooses, they can place in this placement spot up here, the Lawrence in Biology, they will get the first player token, which I will show off just because it is so cool looking, and they will have the option to place one of their 2 goal markers, which are these little round tokens over here. So let's go ahead and grab one of those and go over to the goals. So each one of these goals, the number of them that comes out will be different depending on the number of players, but there are 2 placement spots for each one, and each goal basically says, oh, for a certain kind of cell component, remember those are the things that are actually the cards that are scoring us health at the end of the game. For each kind of a specific cell component, like enzymes or protein hormones, I will get a couple of extra points for every single one of those that I build. So there's a limited number of spots on them, so there's a little bit of competition, and only by going in that one placement spot will you be able to actually place one of your 2 limited goal markers to get extra points at the end of the game.
Okay, and how does the game end?
So the game ends after a certain number of rounds. So at the beginning of each round, we will draw an event card, and this will change the board state very slightly. So this one will actually take 1 extra black cube and add it to the nucleus, so the first player to go there will have a slight incentive. And depending on the number of players, I believe it's between 10 and 12 rounds for most games, we will burn through this event deck, and we will take turns placing all of our workers and building cell components, and whoever has the most points from their cell components and from the goal cards at the end of the game wins.
And so that's triggered once the event deck runs out?
Yes, and that will be slightly different depending on the number of players, but about 10 to 12 rounds.
Okay, great. Thanks very much.
Absolutely.
That was Cytosis.